All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are super dang blessed. Guys, Bitcoin is taking a dump. All right, it's taking a dump. A little bit of a dump today thus far. And here's the thing, right? Yesterday, when we were looking at this breakdown of the symmetrical triangle, a lot of people shorted here, and we shorted, and we were trying to get that Bitcoin to go down. We were plunging it like crazy, right? But it kept coming up. It kept rising up higher and higher and higher. Like the first time I ever met my girlfriend's parents, she's not my wife, I took a dump at their house, flushed the dang toilet, shorted that. Unfortunately, it just started rising higher and higher and higher until the whole bathroom was underwater. And this is really how I started to bond with my in-laws, guys. It started out the relationship on an interesting note. But now, it looks like all our plunging, trying to get Bitcoin to go down yesterday, well, it's worked. Because as you can see, this morning, we are getting a move to the downside of about, oh my goodness, 3%! Okay, hang in there, guys, hang in there. Now, in the chat, I asked a question. Okay, I'm still bullish. Are you? Looks like 73% of people are still bullish, all right? So if you're still bullish on this Bitcoin price, if you're still hodling in this long, I raise my glass to you. Cheers to you, my friend. Cheers to you. We're going to pump this Bitcoin straight to 100K, baby. All right, we're here. We got the right tools. We've got the charts. We've got the technical analysis. All right? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Who we got in the chat? Shout out to Michael. He says, Brown, no, baby. Shout out to Ben. Shout out to Shem. He says, or used TP. Ha! The problem, my friend, is that we used too much TP in the situation. Okay? Shout out to AZTV. Shout out to Florida Boy. Shout out to the Hodges Experience. He says, bull trap. Shout out to Frito NYC. 44K coming before 40K. Shout out to Psychedelic Astronaut, the dude, the walking dude. That's right. I'm out here walking. I'm walking straight to the moon, baby. Straight to 100K. Shout out to Zeshawn, Sean. I love you, man. Shout out to AZTV. Shout out to Warren. Shout out to Na-Uel. Jason Casper, Symmetrical Triangle did not break yet. CDW, 40,300 with bull div in 4 hours. Yeah, we're going to be talking about what's going on with the Bitcoin here, guys. And as usual, you know, we've been live now for 3 minutes, but the offer still stands. If we can get 1,000 likes within the first 30 minutes of the live stream, guys, we will give away 1,000 USDT. All right? Shout out to Aaron G, holding it up with the wrench. Shout out to Anon A. God bless you, bro. We're going to look at the yearly chart. Interesting. Shout out to TJ Johnson. Shout out to Jeffrey Manolang. Shout out to Crypto Wealth. Shout out to Daniel H. Shout out to R. Pikachu had his lost. Shout out to Vlad. Hola, my friend. ¿Cómo estás? Shout out to Crypto Coons. Once again, holding it down with the wrench. God bless you, Crypto Coons. You're the man, bro. Shout out to Monica. Bullish for a lower low on the macro. Dump for now. Could be a nice move. Shout out to Leo Swipes. Let's smash the like. Shout out to Ping. Shout out to Idarash out of 9. He says, Jason, blessed up. Shout out to Soil Remediation. Yeah, for sure. And permaculture. Let's do it. Can we look at Cardano? Yeah, we're going to look at Cardano. Will we fill the CME gap? That's a good question, all right, Michael Parsons. That's a great question. We're going to be discussing that today as well. Shout out to Zemus. Shout out to Call of V. Vic Sun. What is going on? Shout out to Richard Williams. Shout out to Limitless. Waiting for the bullish CBD. Shout out to James. Whoa, James, I'll tell you what you should do, my friend. You just joined the VIP Discord. If you just joined the VIP Discord, make sure that you go to, before you even trade, my friend, you need to go through the beginner section. All right, go through the beginner section in the VIP Discord. All right, right over here, the VIP beginner zone. All right, we have an entire course in here with assignments and everything and videos. Go through all this stuff. All right, risk management, market structure, support resistance, CVD divergences, chickens drinking water, back testing, do the assignments. All right, get a firm foundation on exactly how you should be trading before you start trading. All right, seriously, man. Otherwise, you will lose everything. This is a marathon and not a sprint. And I mean no disrespect, but when I see the question, I have 50K, what should I do with it? Psst, bro, it makes me feel like maybe you should start learning first, all right? I don't know you. I'm just trying to watch out for you, my man. Shout out to Tommy Luck. Hit the like button, y'all. Let's see, can we get 1,000 likes in the next 25 minutes? Shout out to DGen Pepe. All right. Shout out to All In Crypto. He says, dump it, baby. All right. Ion V-Chain, Patrick Power, Crypto Hub, yo, yo, yo. Good to see you, my man. Count Zeppelin, Slayer. Shout out to Bit Burrito. Shout out to the Casper crew. All right. All right, we've got some people in here, guys. Once again, I will say it again. If in the next 25 minutes, the first 30 minutes of this live stream, if everybody likes the video and we get 1,000 likes, we will give away 1,000 USDT. All right, so let's get into the Bitcoin price action, guys. As you can see, I am still holding the Bitcoin long trade from these lows, and I am still holding the Bitcoin short trade from these highs. All right, now, as you guys know, I was feeling a little bit more bearish as we were rejecting from this area. Why? Well, let's take a look at what's happened here on the chart as of recently. All right, Bitcoin has come up to the very important area, the support resistance flip zone of around $44,000, $45,000. We came up, we made a very important high here a few days ago. Now, when we made that first high, we did a liquidity grab. There's nothing too bearish about a liquidity grab. It's literally happened a billion times along the way up. In fact, we can see going back that every time we establish a new high, for example, we established this high right over here, right? Well, look, we got a little liquidity grab of it, and boom, we got to move to the downside, right? Even on lower time frames, when we establish a new high, like we do right here, we get a liquidity grab, and guess what? Boom, to the downside. All right, so it's totally normal to get liquidity grabs, which is why when we came up here and we made this high, I gave the short setup in the Discord saying, look, we formed a high, let's short the liquidity grab, take a profit early, hold the rest in case of dump. Well, we got a little bit more than a little bit of a dump because we actually made a lower low on the chart, okay? And then what happened? Well, you can see that from the time we made that lower low, we got a back test, and it was actually a bearish back test, all right? It was a bearish back test because when we take our fib from the high to the low, we can see that when we got the back test, we came into none other than the Fibonacci golden pocket, that 618 fib level. That 618 fib level, all right? Now, if we are going to begin a trend reversal, many times we are going to see, first of all, a change in structure. So we have the uptrend, right, where we're establishing low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then boom, we make our first lower low, right? We've taken out that last higher low in the uptrend. And then, when we get that retracement, if we are going to reject from the Fibonacci, the 618, well, most of the time, that's a very bearish thing. It typically means trend reversal, right? That 618 Fibonacci level, she's that girl who was just using you for your stuff. All right, my high school crush, 6 Juanita, I thought she was really digging me, right? 6 Juanita, I had a real big thing for her in high school. Turns out, guys, she wasn't really into me like that. She was just using me for my stuff, right? So when I asked her out, guess what? She rejected me, and it hurt. It hurt bad, all right? This led me down the whole MGTOW road, the whole red pill road. You know, this turned me off women forever, all right? You can see here's the rejection. Bam, all right? Now, why did she reject me? Why did she reject me? Well, she wasn't into nice guys like your boy Jason Casper. She was into criminals like this guy, Sam Bankman-Fried. Now, Sam Bankman-Fried was 6 Juanita's true love. And this still hurts me to talk about this, but I want you to notice something about Sam Bankman-Fried, all right? There he is, hanging upside down, all right? Trying to steal my girl from me, okay? Look at his man breasts, very crooked, all right? We're going to go ahead and just superimpose Sam Bankman-Fried's man breasts onto this chart right here. And we can see that my exact scenario of my love life has literally played out to a T on this Bitcoin chart, where Sam Bankman-Fried was standing there, literally, as I was trying to ask out the love of my life to give us another rejection, okay? So I was feeling pretty dang bearish the past few days. Now, there's been a little bit of a change of events that has happened during the past day, to be honest with you, because down here at these lows, we are in fact seeing something that causes me to still remain actually bullish right now, looking for another high, all right? What is that thing that's causing me to be bullish right here? Well, first of all, what did happen yesterday is we did in fact break down from this symmetrical triangle, right? Now, this symmetrical triangle exists literally to mess up traders, right? How do we know that? Well, because we've had 2 fake outs of it. So clearly this thing is existing just to mess with our minds, right? Well, look at this. The first tip off that we were starting to see bullishness upon the breakdown of this triangle is right here, where as the price was making a lower low after the breakdown of the triangle, market cipher B was making a higher low. Okay, so we've got our first anchor wave, then we've got our trigger wave. All right, this is called a bullish divergence, aka the uneven butt cheek pattern, right? The uneven butt cheek pattern, very, very bullish. When you see this on the 1 hour, it typically means that we can expect a move to the upside. Look at that. And what do you know? We get a move to the upside. Okay? Now, I want you to notice something else about market cipher B. As we are getting this move to the upside, money flow is continuing to get higher here on the 1 hour. Money flow is continuing to get higher. Now, when you see the uneven butt cheek pattern printing on the 1 hour, all right, and it wasn't just on the 1 hour, we can go down to some other time frames as well. We clearly see it as well on the 24-minute time frame. Money flow getting thicker, right? When you see this starting to happen here, oftentimes when we get that first retracement after the initial move to the upside, we can look now for a higher low bounce to come in somewhere. Okay, and this is why I'm still maintaining a little bit of a bullish bias. In addition to that, down here at these lows, we did see something else that was very bullish. All right, take a look at an order flow chart, and we can see that as the price was making a higher low down here, all right, price is making a higher low, we can see, based on our CVD and open interest indicators, that a lot of shorts were coming in. Millions of shorts were actually coming in here, millions of them, fresh money shorting the market. Now, when you have fresh money shorting the market, you would expect price to make a lower low and take out this low down here, because the market is moved by the market participants. All right, if you have more shorts than longs, price will go down. If you have more longs than shorts, price will go up. So this is clearly showing us that there are more shorts than longs, yet price is making a higher low along the trend line. Okay, what's the only explanation for this? Well, there are bigger players, the market makers, the whales, whatever you want to call them, and they have limit long orders set down below the breakdown of the symmetrical triangle. Because think about it, right? If you were a whale and you had a lot of money and you wanted to buy Bitcoin, doesn't matter how much money you have, if there's nobody selling their Bitcoin, you can't buy it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how much money I have, right? I'm not going to be able to buy something that somebody else is unwilling to sell. It doesn't matter. They might say, hey, I'm not selling that no matter what, right? So the only way I can buy a lot of Bitcoin is if I have a lot of people selling. And we can clearly see right here, a lot of people were selling. And as they were selling, they were filling up this whale's limit order, this massive limit order, until it was full. And once it was full, the whale pushed the price back up into the triangle, and we've gotten to move back to now the top of the range. Now this is very, very key. What's happening right now is very, very key. You guys like my whale drawing? The reason why this is so key is because although, yes, we have the triangle, if we take this thing off the chart right here, all right, take the triangle off the chart, what else do we have? Well, we have our basic volume profile with a value area low and a value area high of the range, all right? And so really all that's happened here is we have gotten a move to the bottom of the range where we found support. We've come inside the range, and now we come to the top of the range, and now we're getting moved back down to the middle of the range. Now, I will not get bearish on this, and I will still even be holding this long trade that you see right here. All right, why? Because right now, based on the 1 hour, if we pull this right here, and we put on our 618 and our 786 fib, we can see that we are indeed just below us. We have very important support right in this zone. Now, if this is in fact going to continue to the upside, we are going to get a bounce from this area. We're going to do something like this. All right, we're going to do something like that because we are seeing right now on the 1 hour time frame, we are seeing this trigger wave starting to form here. We're seeing continued direction after printing the uneven butt cheek pattern. That next trigger wave after the uneven butt cheek pattern, as the money flow continues to the upside, that's a powerful signal. All right, it usually means the higher low is going to come in. All right, so I am still maintaining a bullish bias here. We didn't really see any signs of weakness at these highs. All right, we didn't see any bearish CVD divergences. We didn't see any bearish divergences on market Cypher B on the significant time frames. Right, we didn't see it on the 24-minute here with the money flow, just with the momentum waves. All right, so for those reasons, I still say we can get another break. I'd say this, because of what happened at the low of this range, because we saw a bullish absorption, it seems to me that the pullback tried to happen, but the bigger players were defending that level. All right, we're seeing the big money defend this level here. All right, so that's how I still see it. All right, and here's something else. As we know, the 6 Juanita, yes, she rejected me for Sam Bankman-Fried. Yes, she broke my heart. Yes, she was just using me because I would let her copy my homework and copy my tests. Yes, she only got her degree because I let her copy me and she was using me for my stuff. But here's the thing, guys. Because I'm in the friend zone and because she needs me for now, she will be there for support when I need a shoulder to cry on, right? That 618 fib will also be there for support when I need a shoulder to cry on. So, what are our targets here? For me, I'm looking at this with two major targets in mind here. And I'm still going to be using the technical targets of this triangle, not because it's a triangle necessarily, guys, but because I do believe that the technical targets of this triangle are very significant levels, which is one of the reasons why this triangle has been used to mess with the hearts of many. All right, let's go ahead and let's pull the trend line from the high to the low, and let's check out our target to the upside. All right, about 47K, very, very key level. All right, now let's go ahead and pull this to the downside. What do we got down here? About 37,800, give or take. Very, 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 very key levels. Both of these levels are very key. For me right now, Bitcoin is more of a waiting game because I do believe that I will be able to take a trade from one of these levels, right? Both of these levels are my next major trading zones, right? If we get a move up to the $47,000 level, I will be looking for a short, even if it's just a small short. As you guys know, I don't shy away from shorting, all right? I do not shy away from shorting at all, even in the bull market. If this is a bull market, I don't know. All right, I don't know if this is a bull market, but I have literally taken, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shorts in this uptrend here. Here they all are. Now, some of them are big wins, some of them are small wins, but I will short if I am given a setup opportunity. So my next area I'm looking to short is 47K. Why 47K? Why 47K? I'll tell you why. 47K is the high volume node of the entire bull market range. All right, check this out. If we go ahead and look at the volume going all the way back to 2021, wow, high volume node right there, 47K, target of the triangle. That's our next major area of resistance. All right. Now, why is that 37.8K such an important support? Well, it's quite obvious. when we look at here, we made no support along the way up until this area right around 38K. So we have two very major levels to be looking for Bitcoin to hit, and we know those are the targets of the triangle. And so I'm going to be patient. I have my TP set on my Bitcoin longs, and I also have TP set on my Bitcoin short down at these levels, because right now this is consolidation. And although I do lean more bullish today based on everything I've just gone through about how we saw the bullish absorption, how we saw the bullish butt cheeks, how our girlfriend 6 Juanita is going to be there to offer us support because she still needs us because we're getting her through high school and college, right? Just because I'm leaning more bullish today doesn't mean I'm going to close my short trade, because I understand that we could drop like a hot rocket dropping in the sprocket with the plunger on the bracket. Now, here's the thing, guys. We have in the chat right now, wow, the chat, how many people we got in the chat? Let's see. Over 1,000. Guys, in the next 9 minutes, if everybody likes, all right, the stream, okay, then we will get we will give away 1,000 USDT, all right? Shout out to everybody in the chat, all right? Shout out to Louis H. Yes, I'm a simp, all right? I'm an incel. Never will have a girlfriend, all right? So, I'm a trans incel. So even though I'm married, I identify as an incel, involuntarily celibate. My wife hates it. My son, I'm taking my son to court because he won't stop calling me dad. I'm like, son, I'm not your dad, son. Son, I'm not your dad. I identify as an incel. I've never had sexual relations. There's no way I could be your father. So hopefully when I win in court, I'll be able to buy some more Bitcoin. Shout out to Divine Hood. Bro, God bless you, man. Seriously, Divine Hood, I love you, bro. You're the man. Divine Hood's the man. Amazing technical analyst as well. All right. We're bouncing from the POC. Yes, right now, we are getting a little bit of a bounce from the point of control of the range. All right. So if we take it out here, let's take a look. Right, we'll go down to the 2 hour. Pull our volume profile here. Look, we are getting a bounce from the high volume node of the range. So this could be where we bounce from. I would prefer a little bit lower, and I'll tell you why. Just below where we're at. Oh man, look at the daily too, guys. Look at the daily market cipher B. Green dot, just above the zero line. Money flow getting thicker. Look at this. Value area low of the range also just so happens to be the daily open and close from Sunday and Monday. So we've got ourselves a nice daily level right down here. And also that daily level is sitting right on the value area low of the range, right? So I would just prefer a little bit lower. And also, if we pull the fib from low to high, it's literally sitting like right on top of the golden pocket as well. Right? So I would prefer a little bit lower. I would prefer something like this to happen, all right? 24 minute. I would like to see this kind of pattern happen. I want to see a little bit more of a push up and then a drop down to punish the early longers, and then come down with this pattern, right? On that lower area of support. For me, that would be a high probability bounce. I would actually I would enter a fresh long on that one. In fact, I plan to enter a fresh long on that one. If we get this pattern on the 24 minute, I plan to enter a fresh long. And oh my goodness, guys, the S&P 500, at least the ES mini futures, has just hit an all-time high. Can you believe it? But you know what is not yet hit an all-time high is the index. So we go to the SPX, S&P 500 index. Not quite hitting that high. All right, I am still long on the SPX. All right, been holding this long trade since October, the end of October. We gave the setup on October 30th, 2023 at 9:19 a.m. in the morning. All right. Bam. We want to see bullish divs on the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and the 24 minute to get into the trade. That's exactly what we got, guys. Long in the dang S&P 500 from, not the exact bottom, but when you're on the weekly time frame, it looks like the exact bottom. And here's the thing, all right? What did we see on our good indicator, market cipher B, as we made that low? All right, let's check it out. Go to the daily. We saw, as we made that low, bullish divergence on the daily time frame. Look at this. Getting higher over time. We come down to the 4 hour. What do we see? As we make that low, bullish divergence on the 4 hour as well. Multiple drives. Look at this. Multiple drive of bullish div on the 4 hour. Multiple big bend dots down here on the 1 hour time frame. What do we see? Bullish divergences, money flow getting higher as well on the 1 hour time frame. And so that's why I took that that long. And you guys know I took a few longs on the SPX down there. It's all been documented on the YouTube channel. I tried a few times because I saw those bullish signs forming, right? My first attempt was right here. This is my first attempt at longing. I tried to long the fake out of the head and shoulder breakdown. I want to fill the gap, and I longed when we reclaimed this. Trade stopped out, okay? Don't let it bother me. All right, good risk management, because the next setup that I saw, I took the dang trade. And now look, right? Small loss right here of about, 3% move for the loss, and then the win, 16% move. So overall, we're talking like 12% gains, baby. Net profit. That's the way you got to do it, right? Good risk management, take the setups as they come. Now, I do expect we are going to see the S&P 500 also follow suit with the ES. This is the futures market, which means people are thinking the price is going to come higher on the actual index. Now, this is a very significant time, guys. This is literally, we are seeing all-time highs on the stock market. This is crazy. This really is crazy. We have not seen anything like this in quite some time. I mean, we really have not, because the last major pullback that we got on the SPX was in March 2020. The time before that was in the end of 2019. So this is a very, very interesting little formation that we have here. And here's the thing. If we do not get a loss of this level and close a candle, we want to close a high time frame candle, right? A weekly candle, I would say, close below this level. And I will actually start looking for short trades here, because we are seeing extremely bearish divergences printing here. All right, we are seeing extremely bearish divergences printing here, right? Money flow getting lower, momentum getting lower, money flow getting way lower here, right? Even on the weekly, even on the monthly, we're seeing bearish divergences. So a top is coming, right? A top is coming for this thing, in my opinion. However, if we don't lose this level, this is now a very key support resistance slip. If we come above this, and now we start holding this as support, we could just go in free fly mode. We could see another crazy run up on this thing, because, keep in mind, guys, we did see a similar bearish divergence as we were coming up into this zone here, right? We saw similar bearish divs as we were making new all-time highs here. We never lost the level. We just kind of kept going here. It's crazy. So I'm cautiously bearish on this thing. I'm cautiously bearish on it right now, understanding that if this does break to the upside, we could see it fly, right? We could see it fly. We'll have to see what happens as far as like monetary policy and stuff like that. If something happens within the next few months that maybe the Fed will stop pausing and start printing, who knows? This thing could pump like a wild lady. A wild lady, like Janet Yellen. Wild woman in the jungle, triple chin, bearish div on the face, laundry basket on the head, toned midsection from the 6-second abs. Alright, Bitcoin's still bouncing. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Ween Man. Shout out to Jeremiah. Yeah, I agree, Jeremiah. Double top. That's what I'm looking at with the SPX. I'm looking for a double top. Guys, we have 1 minute. If everybody likes the stream right now, we'll give away $1,000. give away $1,000. Shout out to Weenman. He says, Brother Casper, just tuned into the live and I'm looking for the exact same long. You've taught me well. Thanks for all you do, bro. Well, Weenman, God bless you, bro. That's all I can say. God bless you. Yep, Dow Jones, new all-time high. NASDAQ, new all-time high. S&P 500 short next year. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at, right? That's kind of what I'm looking at as well. That's what I'm looking at as well. The recession is coming. Who knows? Who knows? Shout out to Backbencher Gaming. Shout out to Johnny on a Beast. All right, let's check out the 15-minute Bitcoin. They say check out Bitcoin on the 15-minute. Let's check it out. What about it? Double bottom? BitBoy butt cheeks? I mean, look, I would still be looking for this same thing to happen on the 15-minute. Right? Let's get another drive down. Stop out everybody who's thinking this is the bottom. Right? Let them get a little bounce. Stop them out. Then we get our real bounce. Right? Let's come down to the daily. Let's come down to the value area low. Let's come down to the golden pocket. Right? Let's come down to 6 Juanita. Because, again, yes, we're in the friend zone. But because we're in the friend zone, she will be there to offer us support. Alright. Shout out to Jeremiah. He loves the course. Shout out to Grant who smashed the like. Shout out to 4CryptoX. Alright, so guys, we'll give it another 5 minutes to get the likes up, baby. Alright. We can do it. I think we can do it. We only need 330 likes. 330 likes in the next 4 minutes now, and we'll do the $1,000 giveaway. I'm trying my hardest. Shout out to the eyeglasses. Shout out to Cool Mallard. I'm so glad to hear things are clicking for you. Alright. Alright. Alright, let's take a look at some other assets here, guys. Yeah, it's crazy, right? NQ, look at NQ, new all-time high. These could all be extremely nice double top liquidity grab trades on these high time frames, right? Gold is interesting, right? We got the CDW now. It looks like we're getting another move to the upside. All right, we're gonna be taking a look at some altcoins here, guys. We're taking a look at some altcoins. Let me know in the chat, what altcoins are you looking at? What altcoins are you trading? What altcoins do you want me to do some analysis on? Let me know. We only need 250 more likes in 2 minutes to get the giveaway. All right, VeChain, baby. Shout out to Alexandre Miranda. Yeah, we'll do some analysis on VeChain. Alrighty, wow. VeChain has gotten a move to the upside. Now, look. We need to acknowledge the fact right now that VeChain is at resistance. Okay? We need to acknowledge the fact that VeChain, objectively speaking right now, guys, is at resistance. Okay? So, any analysis we do right now, we need to remember that we are, if we're looking for long trades, we are longing at resistance. All right, this is very important to understand the context, because a lot of people, they fail to take context into account. Just because there's a potential long setup happening at resistance doesn't mean that long setup will work out, okay? If a coin, especially these altcoins, has just pumped, let's say 100%, 200%, 300%, in some cases 1,000%, we need to recognize the fact that the probabilities are much higher that we've already missed the move, right? Especially if we've gotten multiple moves to the upside. Like right now, we could just look at VeChain and see we've even gotten a few significant retracements on this move to the upside. So I'm sure we could find a setup, but the thing that we're taking for granted when we're looking at a bullish chart is that the bullishness will continue. And when you have a parabola, this is not an uptrend, right? Let's be clear. This is not an uptrend. This is a parabola, right? This is an overextended move, right? We can't look at the chart and say, oh, look, here's a swing low and a swing high and a swing low. No. We see massive just pump to the upside, no real retracement, okay? So I need to preface that, because if I don't, people get pissed when I say, you know, if we're going to pump, this is our long. Yeah, if this parabola continues, I'm sure we can find a place where, if it's going to continue, we would want to have an entry point. But that's a big if, all right? Trading is all based on ifs. We have to take those ifs for granted. If this is going to keep pumping, then maybe we could find a local entry right here, okay? But every trade you take, you need to have faith in your if. Every trade you take, you need to have faith in your if. And you have to also understand that your if is not infallible, right? Your if is a presupposition, a presumptuous if that may or may not be true, okay? But our ifs need to be based on the evidence that we have at our disposal, based on the charts. Okay, so let's go to the weekly time frame. Let's start on the weekly. Let's mark out some key areas. We'll put this on log scale. So first of all, major resistance right now is going to be these highs right here. This is the overall high of the range, right? So we are going to give this, call it key level right here. Now let's go to the daily time frame. See what else we got. Okay, so I would say this for VeChain on the daily chart. This is going to be very key resistance. 0.03879 cents. That is going to be our next very important area of resistance on the chart. Yes. 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 Yes, I say that 0.03879 is our next major area of resistance on VeChain. And if we can reclaim that level, then we can go into this old trading range up here that we traded in 2021, 2022. Yes, I'm even more persuaded now, based on this volume chart, that 0.03879 is major resistance. So that means if we're looking for long trades on VeChain, our target is going to be about 0.03879, which means, guys, as it stands right now, upside potential for VeChain before we hit into major resistance is only a 20% gain, right? So if we're not long on VeChain already, well, we've already missed out on 100% gains, and now we're going for the 20% gains. Might not be worth it for you if you're not already in VeChain, right? Just throwing that out there. This is key resistance. Why? Because it is the doorway into the bull market range here, right? This is the bull market range on VeChain. This is the gateway into there. Not only that, it's the daily order block from when Luna went down, the whole Luna Celsius debacle. Most coins except for Ethereum have respected this level to the dollar. That daily order block from May 2022. All right, so now let's kind of look and see if this thing is going to pump higher. Where would we look for an entry point? All right, let's go ahead and pull the volume of this lower range here. Okay, now the unfortunate thing here, guys, is we've already gotten a breakout and a retest of this value area high. So the first place we would always look in a very bullish scenario, as we are breaking out of a range, is a retest of the value area high. Well, that's already happened here, guys. That's already happened here. Let's go down to our 4-hour and see what we see. Well, we see bearish divergences on the 4-hour time frame. Money flow and momentum waves getting lower, giving us the upside down Sam Bankman-Fried boot pattern here. Money flow and momentum waves getting lower on VeChain. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not feeling very bullish on VeChain right now. All things considered, we've missed out 100% gains. We have potential 20% gains. We have bearish divs on the 4-hour. Yes, we have a hidden bullish div here. So let's go with our hidden bullish div motif. Let's say that this is just money flow finding support on the 0 line, which happens in a very bullish trend. Where now are we looking for a potential entry point? Well, Let's go ahead and pull some local volume here. We're going to pull it from the last swing low to our current high. Oh my goodness. Man, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't really like what I see for VeChain, but if I had to look for a long right now on VeChain, I would want to see us come back to test this base. All right, this is a very important level. Let's go back to the daily. We can see here that this box that I've drawn here is a support that goes back to June 2022. Support once, support in October 2022. It was resistance in December 22, support in March, resistance in the summer of 2023. And right now, it is our golden pocket pull, confluence with this very high volume node, confluence with the golden pocket. Do I like this? Not necessarily, but here's the thing. If we're going to continue higher, I like this level for the following reasons. Number one, and most importantly, it does not hurt the uptrend, right? We have our low, we have our high, we have our higher low, we have our higher high, we have our higher low, we have our higher high. Coming down to this area does not hurt the uptrend. Unless we lose this low, we are still in an uptrend, okay? That is number one reason why I like this area, right? If we're looking for trades, we need to think to ourselves, look, if this is kind of an uptrend here, which kind of is, where's that major support going to be that doesn't actually break the uptrend? Because once we break that uptrend, we have no business targeting this high, right? Once we break the uptrend, yeah, we can still look for longs, but we have no business targeting a new high, right? We have business targeting a lower high. So that's coming in right around 21 cents. Right around 21 cents. But I'll be honest with you guys, I don't really like it. I don't think the risk is worth the reward, honestly, for me. Right? The only way I'd be interested again in longing VeChain is if we just randomly pump up, and then I will look for a long once we reclaim resistance as support. Because remember, we want to buy low and sell high. We don't want to buy high and sell low. So high can become low, right? Sounds crazy. Sounds super postmodern, but you know what? Hey, it's 2023, man. Here we are trading fake internet money. So anything goes nowadays. Look, what used to be high can become low. If we come up to this high, and then we flip that high into the low, right? Support, resistance, flip. What used to be the ceiling is now the floor, right? And then we can look for a long from the floor. The floor is low, the ceiling is high. Right now, if we're longing here, we know the ceiling is right above us. But if we're on the next floor of the house, and we're longing that same level, it's no longer the ceiling, but it's the floor. Right? So that's kind of the only two things I would be really looking at for VeChain here. If we break above that level, and we continue making higher highs and higher lows, then yeah, we could look for a long, or even a buy or something, you know. But I would be cautious with it as it stands right now. Let's look at one more thing here on VeChain, real quick. All right, so man, here's one last thing just to be aware of. You know, technically you could say we are breaking this resistance area. Okay, so super degen. This is super degen. Okay, this is like if you're so convinced that VeChain is going to the moon, this is for you. But super degen is like if we connect these highs together. All right, let's connect the high. Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same as the value area high. Yeah, I would even say this opportunity's been missed as well, because we did kind of retest this. But super degen, you could say, look, as long as we don't lose this resistance, now support, I can target this high. But that's not even necessarily a good play, because it's a pretty bad risk to reward ratio. We would have to put our stop loss below that wick, and this is literally it's a one-to-one risk reward. This is not worth it. Not worth it. All right, so that's V-chain, guys. That is V-chain. All right. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Katios Crypto, falling asleep during V-chain. Shout out to Pyth. Yeah, we should take a look at Pyth. Yeah, we'll take a look at Pyth. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm just seeing if we have any super chats in here. We do. All right, CRV. Shout out to Carl. CRV. Shout out to Laba Nak. KSM. All right, CRV and KSM. I'm going to make notes of these. CRV. KSM. Let's see if we got any else. All right, SHIB. Shout out to V-Sun. God bless you, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Can we look at DIMO? Yeah, we could look at DIMO. All right, shout out to Weenman for the super chat. Yeah, all right. Shout out to everybody who gave a super chat. We're going to take a look at these 4 coins, all right? We're going to take a look at Demo, SHIB, KSM, and CRV. All right. All righty. We'll start with Demo, DIMO. What's Bitcoin doing right now? Okay, she's just holding her own. Wow, okay, so this thing is pumping like crazy right now. It was just listed on Coinbase in April. Let's see if it has any other listings here. Yeah, okay. All right, we'll do the Coinbase one. Okay, so it's an extremely bullish chart. Let's start on the weekly. Market Cypher B, looks like there's more room to upside. Daily time frame, definitely looks like there's more room to upside here. We're getting a big wick to the downside. 4 hour bearish div. This is the first bearish div that we've seen on the 4 hour since this move up. So guys, that should be significant. And once again, like when we're looking at coins like this, guys, we've missed out right now on 800% gains. So we have to think to ourselves, we've missed out 800%. So we can't be getting too greedy, right? We can't be thinking we're going to go another 800%. We could. We could. All right, so where are we going to be looking for that? Let's take a look at what's happened historically here. We'll go down to the 1 hour. Let's take a look at the volume that's traded. Yeah, we've gotten a big breakout. All right, so look, the first thing that really stands out to me here, guys, is this. I don't know anything about this coin. This is purely technical analysis right here. This is not fundamentals. I don't know what this even is. Man. Man, I mean... Alright, so... let's take a look at this. Man. The reason I keep saying man is because it's tricky. It really is tricky. So, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you the places where I would look to long this thing. The first place I would look to long this thing would be the Fibonacci Golden Pocket Pull from the most recent swing low to the most recent high. And two reasons are, number one, it's the Golden Pocket, obviously. But number two, it's a support resistance flip, right? It was resistance, resistance, consolidation, breakout. So, what used to be the ceiling could now be the floor, right? That's area one I would look. Area number two is going to be the high volume node of this range, right? And the reason why is because it's also a Fibonacci Golden Pocket Pull from this last major low to the high, right? This last major low before the first big breakout here, it's the Fibonacci pull, right? I mean, we could even take it lower, honestly. Before the first big breakout, this is now going to be support right around this zone here. The problem is, for me, I can't give a setup for this. I can only say we need to be aware of where the supports are. And as we're coming to the supports, we need to be looking for bullish divergences there. Right? That's the only thing I can say. There's no clear level here that I say it looks absolutely amazing. If I could have any trade in the world on this thing, I'll tell you what long I would take. And I would even give this setup saying this is a high probability setup. It would be to take out all these lows and retest this green line for a new high. Alright, I would love to see something like this. Alright, I would love to see us come down, get a little bounce, take this, and then get a real bounce from there. I would love to see that. A beautiful support resistance flip, grab all this liquidity here, all these stop losses, begging to get stopped out, into this support resistance flip right here. That's a really nice level. I would really like that. But other than that, we just need to watch the chart. Alright. Shout out to everybody in the chat. God bless you all. Alright. Let's check it out here. SHIB. We're going to take a look at SHIB right now. SHIB has a history of pumpage. Alright, now this chart I like better than these other charts because at least we have some historical context for SHIB here. Alright, so nice. SHIB is forming a bullish falling wedge pattern here. Alright, this is nice because we know our target right here for SHIB of this wedge is going to be up here at the high of the wedge, around there. So this is nice. We have a bullish pattern here, and actually within this bullish pattern we have officially made a low, a high, a higher low, and a higher high here, which is quite interesting. So there's two ways we could look at this. I would say that a safer way, this might seem a little crazy to some people who follow my channel, but a safer way to long SHIB would be to long a breakout of this. right? Wait for a breakout and a retest. That's a pretty good risk-reward ratio right there. You know, wait for the retest. A 60% gain right there, depending on where the retest comes down to. You know, this is an approximate stop loss here. And who knows, maybe this thing could pump even more. It very well may. This is option number 1 for SHIB. Because this would be a real sign of strength, breaking out of this diagonal resistance that we've been trading now since August 2022. Right? That is option number 1. The reason why I'd say to do this is because when we have altcoins, and these altcoins start to run, they break out of these patterns with follow-through more time than not, right? We see it happen over and over again. Right? Bull market, you see a pattern like this along the breakout. That's what I do on altcoins. Let's check out the SHIB BTC pair. I'm just curious. It's been getting beat down from Bitcoin since the bull market high. We've really only seen this thing run like crazy after Bitcoin hit its high, I think, around that time. Let's go to the weekly. We don't have much data here to work with. It's a horrible looking chart. It's a really horrible looking chart. Okay, so I would say this, you know, the SHIB Bitcoin pair right now, she's at new all-time lows. Literally, at new all-time lows. Obviously, there's very, 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 very low volume on this pair. Right? But I would want to see, I would really love to see, I mean, if we're seeing the USDT pair break out of that wedge, I would love to see SHIB performing well also against Bitcoin. I would want to see some kind of bullish thing happening here as well. You know, I would say this, we do have bullish divergences on the weekly here. Again, there's really not much data here to work with, so it's not giving us clear signals. All right, it's not giving us clear signals. But typically, if we're looking for altcoins that run, we want to see the Bitcoin pair also showing signs of strength. But yeah, definitely, I would say that the breakout of this is an option for SHIB. The other option right now would be the following. Look for along at the low of the range. All right, from the low of the range. So what would that be right now? I mean, really, if we got to move back down to the low of this, we want to be looking around this zone right here. Right? Because we have to think to ourselves, if this thing is going to break out and we got to move back down to the lows of it, that could be the place from where it breaks out from, right? So this is a more risky kind of trade, but it's also not, because this trend line has held the support 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So because it's a bullish pattern, we could look for something like this, with the target being the breakout, and then stop loss below the low. But we would have to hit our take profit 1 at the high of the wedge, right? So take profit 1 would be a 43% gain. So honestly, 43% gain is not bad, especially if our final target is going to be a 160% gain, right? So those would be the two places I would look to long SHIB right now, or even buy SHIB. And definitely major resistances right here at the high of the wedge. 1800 not Satoshis. 1800, what are they called? George Washingtons. All right. We got some super chats up in here. Shout out to all my super chats, man. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Normal chat lives matter. Yeah, I know normal chat lives matter, Coin25, but look, man, I got a lot of people in chat, and I'm doing a lot of analysis here, so it's really hard to keep up with all the people in the chat. All right, STX, I'll make another note of that. We're still going to do our other ones. STX, Dami, shout out to Fat Easy Cash. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Shout out to Singularity XX, LPT. Yeah, we can take a look. LPT. Shout out to Petre, ES1 versus Bitcoin. Channel top right corner, then invert scale. Man, thank you for the super chat, man. I'll see if I can do that. Change in the top right and invert the scale. All right, I'll see if I can do that, my friend. All right. ES1 versus Bitcoin. I'll make a note of that. All right, we're gonna take a look at KSM. Let's check on Bitcoin. How's she doing? Nothing. KSM, USDT. Oh, wow, yeah, okay, this looks good. This looks real good. Here we are in the weekly, guys. These are the kind of coins we should be interested in, the ones that have not run yet. Right, these are the coins that... Oh, man, this is looking real nice here. I'd say this looks really nice. This looks like it could run. This looks like it could run. Man, this looks good. I mean, this looks pretty good, I'll be honest with you. We've broken out of this thing. This honestly could be a nice... even a nice spot buy right now. Let's check out the log scale. By the way, this is not financial advice, and I'm definitely not a financial advisor. But however you slice this thing, it is breaking out of a wedge. It looks really good. Money flow getting thick on the daily. It looks good. It looks like this next trigger wave we print on the daily could give us a nice move. Let's check out our 4-hour. Yeah, looks pretty nice here. I would say this. Let's go ahead and pull our fib. Last low to high. I would say this, guys. For me, first of all, it definitely already looks strong. But for a ninja type entry, look at this. I mean, we have this range here. We have the golden pocket. We have the 786. Let's go ahead and pull the volume here. Oh my goodness, high volume node right in the golden pocket. This is looking juicy. Come down and bam. That's looking good to me. We're already got 4-hour bullish div starting to form here. We just need that money flow to start ticking back up here. But yeah, Kusama's looking strong to me right now. This is the kind of coin we should be interested in here because, you know, when we're talking about 800% gains already, it's like, all right, you know. But let's look at the upward potential here. 250% gains right now. If this is a legit breakout, you know, the risk to reward is pretty good. Right? Even if we got in right here, risk to reward. I mean, even if we put the stop loss below the last low, that's still a 10-to-1 risk reward. All right, we risk 1% of our stack on this thing. We're making 10%. All right, now if we wait for a better setup, we could turn that 10% gain into a 27% gain. I mean, we risk 1%, we're making 27. So we could almost triple if we wait for a better setup. Just being a little patient, waiting for a slightly better setup could give us so much more gains here because we'd have a tighter stop loss. But however you slice it, I say this thing looks pretty strong. Look at the market cipher on the daily. right? If we just even just turn off the momentum waves here, right? We could just see the money flow over time doing this, getting higher, right? Money flow is in this nice channel. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. So, like, if this channel continues, you know, we're going to see money flow getting even thicker here. Even if it drops down a little bit, we could expect maybe this to happen here, right? Next money flow wave. So, I'd say it looks pretty good right now. Of course, remember, like, if Bitcoin starts to take a massive dump, all these altcoins are not going to pump, right? So we don't want to see Bitcoin, like, for me, if Bitcoin starts to lose the range, if Bitcoin loses 38K, don't expect these altcoins to keep pumping, right? For me, 38K, that's where things get really bearish if we lose, right? But 38K could be very, very bullish if held. Because really, Bitcoin is potentially forming a sideways range, right? My two key levels that I have on Bitcoin, really, I mean, if we think about this and we strip everything else away here, we're simply just looking at a potential new range to form here with our clear range low that we made at this resistance. So if we come back down, we're just coming back down to support, to the high, you know? All right. Let's check out CRV. All right. Yeah, I mean, we've also got like a wedge forming here. We don't have much history on this thing as far as like upside, but when was this high? 2021? All right. So look at this thing. It's been beat down. It's been pretty beat down. We definitely have more upside potential than downside potential right now, like even for a spot buy. And I don't know anything about this coin. I'm just basing it purely on the chart. Even a spot buy right now, we are looking at, wow, 900% gains, guys. 900% gains. 23 risk per 23 risk reward, meaning 23 times more reward than risk. Even if we go and put in a new low here, right? If we put in a new low here, it's still 25 more reward than risk. So, like, you know, of course with a spot play it's a little bit different because you're just holding this forever. But yeah, upside potential right now, almost 1,000% gains. I don't know anything about this coin, but I would say this: we have broken out of this wedge. This was a resistance that's been very respected since February 2023. Let's adjust the lines a little bit. That is on log scale, by the way. Let's put it on regular scale. On regular scale, we are not breaking out, okay? On regular scale, we are not breaking out. So this is a log scale only breakout, which means it's, you know, it's not as nice. Let's change this a little bit. All right, let's change this a little bit. Okay, so there's a few different ways to look at this as well. Let's analyze this parallel channel here. I'd say this channel is probably something more to be looking at than the wedge pattern. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Let's not look at that wedge right now. Because although we could draw it from these highs, and we definitely are breaking out of it, it's only on log scale. And that would change our target. So anyway, it doesn't change our upside potential here. Upside potential is still 1,000% gains. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking here, guys. I have a pretty good idea for this. Let's actually use our parallel channel tool. Alright, so this is a little bit of a complicated idea, but it makes a lot of sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you too. We do have this diagonal resistance that has been respected once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. Now we're breaking out and retesting, okay? So this does look actually pretty strong for a bounce here, based on money flow on Market Cipher B. So where we're at right now actually is valid for potentially like somewhat of a long or a buy position. It's definitely valid because you could say we're breaking out and retesting this trend line right here. But what if we break up to the top of this channel and then get a retest to the midline of the channel and then break out? That would be pretty nice because that would allow us then to get a real nice breakout and real nice retest of the channel middle plus golden pocket for a real breakout. All right. Basically, we're looking literally at the same entry point, which is right now, right? There's no difference in price point. If we wait for this setup right here, where we reject from this diagonal trend line, come back down for the golden pocket retest, the only thing that's giving us is more confirmation to the upside, really. That's the only thing that's giving us is more confirmation to the upside. But I'd say both of these do look kind of strong right now. And just as a spot hold in general, there's definitely way more upside than there is downside here. If we lose this diagonal trend line here, then I'd say we need to get out, right? Then we would need to get out because obviously if we're looking right now to long the breakout, if we come back down under, I would say we need to get out, right? These would be the two potential buys and or longs I'd be looking at for this thing on CRV. All right, let's check out STX. All right, so STX, guys, in the last few months, we have gotten a move up of about 200%. And yeah, so just keep in mind that we've just had a 200% gain and we're at resistance, right? But at the same time, if we're going to get more upside, well, we could say that this is a potential cup and handle, right? If that is a potential cup and handle, then I would want to see us to come down, and we kind of already have, interestingly enough. But yeah, let's see if we don't do something like this. Where we eventually make our way down to like the 786 around this support resistance flip right here. with some bullish divergences, right? Around 71 cents. Let's pull the volume. Man. I don't even like it that much, to be honest with you. I don't like it that much. Alright, let's adjust our idea. Alright. This idea kind of works. Yeah. It's still kind of like the same general idea. It's the golden pocket pull from low to high. I would be looking for something like that. But keep in mind, guys, this has already gotten us a lot of pump to the upside. Let's look at Market Cipher. Market Cipher does look bullish on the daily. She definitely looks like there's more upside on the weekly. We don't have bearish divs, not yet. It looks like there's more upside, potential money flow getting higher. Yeah, I would be interested in something like that. Yeah, I would. I would. Yeah, let's come down and take this low with a bullish divergence, and I would actually be very interested in that. It looks good now, looking at Market Cipher. Alright, we're going to take a look at DOMI. D-O-M-I. Oh, wow. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. We've got 3,000% gains. This is obviously highly speculative and gamble. This is a gamble right here. This is a gamble right here. The only play I see on this is a breakout of this bull pennant, really. And I'll be honest, it looks like it could break out because money flow's thick. This daily could print a green dot. In which case, I mean, really, we're looking at something like this. And where would we target? I mean, look, we're almost at all-time highs, guys. The only way I could even think to achieve, and this is even log scale. I mean, look at this on regular scale. The only way I could even think to achieve a target on this is using our fib extension. From the low to the high to the low. I mean, our 1618. We're talking another 100%. You know, I don't know how much it's gonna pump. A 1618. That's a conservative level. That's only 100%. Let's say we actually see the bull flag itself. Right? Now keep in mind, this is log scale, so it's not going to look that impressive. Let's see here. Wow, that actually still is pretty that still is pretty impressive. Wow. Okay. I mean that is another 2,000% potentially here. Let's look at it not on log scale real quick, guys. I mean, not on log scale, we're looking much less impressive here. Yeah, about another 100%. I'd say, yeah, the 1.618 on log is right around where the target of this not on log scale is. I mean, look, this is a gamble. I don't know anything about this coin, but I would say this. The trigger wave on the daily, to me, looks pretty bullish. If we're trying to gamble long breakouts, which I don't do, you know. All right, LPT. All right, Bitcoin getting a little bit of a pump here, guys. Sorry for keeping the chat on all this time. Sorry. Sorry. All right. Bitcoin's pumping like a wild lady right now. Let's go to the 1 minute on Bitcoin. Wow. Look at that. Let's check out the order book. What happened with that? Short squeeze, baby. That's what that was. That was a short squeeze. A lot of shorts that were bearish. Wrecked, baby. Wrecked. Short squeeze. Look at this. 8.1 million volume. The majority of those shorts getting wrecked. And we saw some longs open up. All right, LPT. Wow. I don't know anything about LPT. I would say this. Let's connect some of these highs. We're at resistance. Yeah, I mean, we're at resistance here. Money flow looks really bullish on the weekly. I'd say this thing could probably break out. And I would target first this level here. So upon breakout, we're talking 139% gains. We could wait for a breakout and retest. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, we haven't had that breakout yet, but she looks like she really wants to. Look at that money flow. You know? Money flow's thick. This momentum wave's looking like there's more upside. I don't know anything about this. But yeah, I'd actually say it looks pretty nice right now, just based on what I see here. Like high, low, lower high, lower low, high, higher low. And now we made our higher high, higher low. So like, I would like to see a move above this trend line, then a retest. I think we could continue to the upside for sure. I don't know anything about this, but let's see what else we got here. We've got a little triangle thing forming as well. Pretty nice confluence with these highs up here. Yeah, so like, look, a breakout with a little bit of a retest. Again, remember guys, like this is not financial advice, but we do have ourselves a pretty nice potential, you know, 100% plus gain on this thing. At least I would be targeting a little bit higher, 120% gain, based on just coming back up to this support resistance flip, this daily order block for May 2022. All right, we're gonna look at ES1 versus Bitcoin. All right, this is the S&P 500 against Bitcoin, guys. And very interestingly, the S&P 500, since September, is losing value against Bitcoin. That's very interesting. So, you know, even though SPX is pumping like a wild lady, coming up to new all-time highs, we are seeing it lose value against Bitcoin. We are printing a big BitBoy green dot here. Doesn't necessarily mean too much based on historical big BitBoy green dots, but that is interesting. That is interesting. Let's pull a fib on this. We're bouncing from the 786. So if we're going to see the S&P 500 gain value against Bitcoin, that means we're either going to have to see Bitcoin drop, SPX do nothing, or the opposite. We could see SPX do nothing and Bitcoin pump like a wild lady. Or maybe this is a top signal for the S&P 500, having taken out the high. Who knows? Interesting chart. Interesting chart. I have to do more thinking on this chart. Shout out to my man Petre for the super chat. Thank you. Shout out to No Limits Cushmaster. Got the plunger right here, my friend. Shout out to Kelly's Carpet Cleaning. Thank you so much for the super chat. Can we look at Filecoin? Yeah, let's look at Filecoin. Just based on what I see, I kind of like it. Shout out to Crypto Incognito. Shout out to Begcoins. Shout out to Mr. Kutadgu. Will you check BTTC? Shout out to DGen Pepe. Normal Chat Lives Matter. Just for fun, we should predict the Bitcoin price at midnight at New Year's. That would be kind of fun, right? That would be kind of fun. All right. Shout out to Divine Hood. He says, Jay, check the value area low of the Bitcoin range on the Coinbase chart. It's aligning much better with the 0.65, 41,550. Oh yeah, you're right. All right, so Divine Hood is looking at the value area low on Coinbase, 41,550. I like that area. Basically, anything in this zone for Bitcoin for me, I am looking for a fresh long on Bitcoin from down here. Right. I will look for a fresh long. Or I might even add to this. I don't think I'm going to add to this long, guys. I'll probably open a fresh one on a different account here. I'll probably open a freshie. All right, Filecoin. Okay. We don't see any bullish divs here. But I would say this. Like, just based on the chart, we know Filecoin... last bull run was very bullish. I mean, do you guys remember that? I do. I remember this thing pumping like crazy. 1,000% gains. We're obviously bottomed out here. If we hit new all-time highs, we're talking about 4,000% gains that we could make here. If we go to zero, we're talking about, or let's not say zero, let's go to the lows. We could lose 55% to potentially make here 4,000%. So it's a really good risk to reward ratio right now, even just for a spot buy, assuming that the bull market will come again and we will see this thing hit at least its all-time high. Even if the bottom's not in yet, let's say the bottom's not even in, we need to go for the lows again. It's still more risky not to buy than it is to buy. I mean, right? Even if we take out these lows again, we're still potentially making 70 times more reward than risk. Now, spot buys, it doesn't really work that way because, like, unless you're selling at a loss on the spot, you're not really taking that loss, right? So spot buys, if we have faith that we're going to hit our all-time high again, we could say that whatever price we get in now, right, we could make 4,000% on that, right? So just think about how much money that could be with a small investment. A small investment that doesn't matter if you lose it, but if you make 4,000% on it, it's pretty good, you know? I don't see any signs of strength on this thing right now. I don't see any bullish divergences on it. You know, we have these highs. We have this low. That this trend line is kind of being respected. yeah, I don't really see any sign of strength on this right now. The only thing I could say is potentially, right, potential inverted head and shoulder. And basically then the breakout of this, our first target would be right around this support resistance flip here. So that could be a nice play on it. That could actually be like a nice trade if we're like longing the breakout and we get a nice like little entry there after a little pullback. We could have ourselves a nice tight stop loss on it. You know, something like this. Let's say, depending on what happens, like we get the breakout, we get some kind of little pullback here. Once we see the bounce, we're in, and then we target the target of the head and shoulder. I mean, that in and of itself is a, you know, a 300% gain right there. Or if we go to the all-time high, let's say we go right into bull market mode, I don't know, that's still a 2,500% gain. So it depends on how you want to play it. Like this, getting in now is more aggressive because we don't have that sign of strength, right? We're assuming we're forming the head and shoulder. We're assuming the right shoulder has already printed. But we have to be aware that we could be holding it into a drawdown, especially if Bitcoin gets a dump. But we also understand we're buying low. Like objectively speaking, buying this thing on spot right now is not a bad idea. Just based on the technicals on the chart. Do I know what Filecoin is? I have no idea. Does it have bullish fundamentals? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. Full disclosure, I mostly day trade Bitcoin. And I mostly just, for the bull market, I don't really get into these crazy altcoins. I mostly hold your typical Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Matic, Solana, Cardano. The ones that I know aren't going to make me life-changing gains anymore, but they're still going to make me money, right? I've been into Bitcoin since the 2016 bull run. I made life-changing money on Bitcoin 2 cycles ago, and I haven't ventured into these small cap coins, I'll be honest with you guys. But I'm a technical trader. That's my bread and butter of making money in crypto right now, is trading Bitcoin. I trade Bitcoin all through the bear market. A 1% gain for me on Bitcoin is a successful trade. So, based only on the technicals of this chart, I would say, if this is going to pump again, it is definitely something, this is time to buy. This is the time to be buying it. Alright? If you think this is going to zero, don't buy it. But if you think this has a future, now is definitely the time to be buying it and accumulating it down here. Because I guarantee, when it pumps, all of a sudden, and the chart's up here, people are going to be saying, what do you think about Filecoin? And I'm going to say, well, you should have been getting in down here. And now you missed the pump, right? So, look, this hasn't broken out yet. It pumped a lot last cycle. Upward potential, way more than downward potential. We have a potential inverted head and shoulders we could look to break out. So, that's how I feel about it. Yeah, I made life-changing money on Bitcoin. I turned 40K into almost $500,000. I bought a property with a number of acres on it that I now homestead on. And it was a huge blessing. It was a total God thing. The Lord had favor on me in that decision. But I FOMO'd into Bitcoin in 2016. I took everything me and my wife had been saving up for to buy a house, a down payment on a house. I put it into Bitcoin when Bitcoin was between $600 and about $1,200. I put about $45,000 into Bitcoin between $600 and about $1,200. And it did about, it ended up being, you know, 6 figures by the end. Enough to buy a property. So praise God for that. And for me, that was life-changing. I mean, life-changing money is different for everybody, right? For some people, all they need is a couple $100,000, but some people need more, some people need less. I don't know. All right. All right. Shout out to Aaron G. God bless you, man. He's itching to get back into the gym. Hope for a speedy recovery, my friend. Do you need KYC on MEXC? No, you do not. You do not. You do not. Shout out to Sienna, Aaron G's daughter, watching over the shoulder. All right, shout out to Sparky Loft. Check solo on the bit chore chart. All right, let's check it out. I don't see that chart here. I see it on MEXC. I don't really. It's a pretty neutral looking chart. We don't have any kind of patterns forming here. We're just ranging sideways. We're coming up to the top of the range. Definitely money flow looks bullish. We definitely printed bullish divergences at the bottom here. I would say for me, like, I like what I see here. I like the fact that we changed market structure after the bullish divergences. We came back into value area low. We got a back test of the golden pocket POC. Made a higher high. I'd say our next target is probably 19 cents at the value area high of the range. And if we can do that, then I don't know. I would be bullish on it. I would wait for another pullback to maybe get in something maybe like this. But I don't really see any kind of like macro signal on it, to be honest with you. I don't see a macro signal on it. We don't have like a pattern or anything like that. When will I have another conspiracy rant? I don't know. Someone's gonna have to get me going in the chat. Someone's gonna have to get me going in the chat. Father Time, well, you know what, Father Time? If you're looking for enough to quit selling all your time to the man to be able to give to your church, I'll tell you this. Pray about it. Pray about it. Come to the Lord with a number in your head. It could be the most insane number. I will tell you this from personal experience. I have come to the Lord with a number, a specific number, that I wanted to give to two very specific things. And it was an unfathomable amount. And he accomplished it. And I'm just in awe. So if that's really your heart, bring it to the Lord, man. Because for him, money is nothing. I've seen God do the most insane things, providing the most insane amounts of money and resources to people who truly have a heart for giving. Right? So I say that from experience. I say that from experience. Alright, so ACTV says, I have a feeling that we ripped to 45, 46K. That's kind of what I'm thinking too, ACTV. I mean, if Bitcoin has been doing that, yeah, let's get a little bit of a move down to the value area low, the golden pocket, right around this area here. And then, yeah, let's rip up to 46.2. 46.2 is my next TP on the long. It is a yearly level. All right, so yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Shout out to Splashfire Films. Shout out to Adam Duran. Shout out to Eliefe. He says, Adonai Ori. The Lord is my light. Shout out to Alexander. He says, stop with the God nonsense, please. Shout out to Cease the Day. Jesus, Bible, and prayer, best indicators in life. Shout out to LM, he's giving out his AR-15. I don't want it, my friend. I'm anti-gun. I think guns are so evil, they just walk around shooting people all day. You know, I had a gun once. It chased me down the street trying to shoot me. But thankfully, I ran into a gun safe zone where there were signs that said no firearms allowed. And then I was free. Whew! That was a close one. But no thank you, man. You keep that thing to yourself. Do I believe in all this alien stuff? Well, I'll say this, No Limits Cushmaster. You know, look. It's interesting to me that for years, the government was hiding aliens. And everybody was like, ooh, the government knows about aliens, they're hiding it. And they've been lying to us this whole time. But now that the government's openly talking about aliens, people are quick to believe the government, even though they've been the ones lying to you the whole time. So, who knows what's true? You know what I'm saying? I have my own view on it, but I definitely don't trust anything that the gov says. That's for show. That's for show. Project. Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I don't know if I want to say that word on my YouTube, but yeah, this is definitely something we have to keep in the back of our minds. This project, for sure. Like, you know, we live in a time, guys, where you can't trust anything. Maybe not even your own eyes. I mean, it's a pretty crazy time where we live in a... The lines between virtual and non-virtual are becoming very almost indistinguishable. It's crazy. It is a very crazy time. That's for sure. ADA coin, explain please. Cardano? Cardano's pumping like a wild lady, right? Aliens are demons, says this person. I lean toward that line of thinking, to be honest with you. I lean toward that line of thinking. What do you mean, explain ADA coin? Explain ADA coin? I mean, you want me to analyze ADA coin? It's pumping, man. I mean, look, ADA is finally getting a big pump. What can we say? It's you know, it's pumping. Our next major area of resistance is going to be these highs here at around 69 cents, 70 cents. You know, if you missed out on ADA, what can I say? You should have been buying at the lows, right? I mean, it's one of those big coins that, you know, if you're not accumulating these coins in the bear market, then I don't know what to say, right? But yeah, it pumped, and right now, like, the only opportunity I see really for a local long trade is going to be taking out this low right here for a liquidity grab, right? Bullish divergence, but we need to see the candle dip down and then reclaim the level. And so this would be our setup here. And yeah, we could target, I mean, I guess we could target the high, which is right around 70 cents. So it's not really that much of it's not that big of a gain right now for our next resistance. Once we reclaim that resistance, that opens up doors to looking for longs for higher. But for right now, this is our local range here. I would say, if I was day trading this, I would be looking for longs here and shorts here. And I would look to trade this as a range right now. To either do this or to do this. You know? That's how I feel about ADA. Shout out to Judaman. Shout out to Mr. Unknown. Can we check BNT USDT? Yeah, we can check out Bunt. Alright. Yeah, we can check out Bunt. Oh man, Mr. Unknown, spam in the chat, bro. Don't spam the chat, man. Don't spam the chat, please. Please don't spam the chat, guys. Alright, so certain things are pumping. We've got Bonk going bonkers right now. Shout out to John Shanks up in the chat. Let's check out Bonk real quick. Bonk is going crazy again. It's getting a bit of a pullback here. Let me get onto yeah, I still like this idea for Bonk, I'll be honest with you. Right? Come down to the trend line. Get some bullish divs, which we already are forming here. That could be a very nice play. But let's see if there's anything more local, because we're already starting to get some bullish div here. Yeah, I would really like to come down a bit lower here. But once the money flow is starting to come up, which it is right now on the 4-hour, if we get another drive of divergence down, let's go ahead and see if we can find something else here. Oh man, we're at that golden pocket already. Okay, so look, I would say this. If we get another little move down here, and we're starting to see the 4-hour money flow getting thicker, and we're seeing bullish divs like this, that could also be an entry point on Bonk. But I would prefer a little bit more of a move down to the 786 support resistance flip and trend line that we've been respecting since November on Bonk. Alright guys, it's been a good stream. I'm gonna head out. Man, God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. May the Lord bless you. May He protect you. May He shine light upon you. May He have grace upon you. May the Lord turn His face towards you and give you wholeness in Jesus' name, in Yeshua's name. Even if you're not religious, I still pray you and your family are very blessed. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.